Please.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lee Ingle. I'm a community member of Plantation, and I'm just going to show you the actual sites where some of the illegal people are digging for cables. Right here in broad daylight. They're coming out in broad daylight. They're aggressive. If we try and tell them to disappear and go off site, they actually came at me last week with a spade and rocks and threatened my life. We really want to make an appeal that something should be done about this and taken seriously. It's on a regular basis that this cable theft is happening, on a weekly basis, once or twice a week. This is affecting businesses that run from the area in Plantation, as well as the Urban Ruins project that stores food, and we feed children, up to 300 children a day. And when the electricity goes off, the food that is donated is then going to waste, and we are unable to feed those children. So this is really getting serious. If you scan out just over to this side, about 200 meters away, directly next to Rondebolt, we have Zamas, illegal people digging for gold or panning for something. They have semi-automatic rifles, and between 12 and 3 o'clock every morning there is gunfire going on. At least 20 or 30 gunshots are heard on a daily basis. We would really like to see SAPS and the army do something about protecting the civilians of South Africa, and particularly Plantation. Thank you.
Lee, obviously Plantation is one of the more affected areas. Can you just explain to the Boksburg community how long this has been going on roughly?
About 7 years. We have been living in the area for 7 years. It has been a constant struggle of theft and crime. The Urban Ruins area alone, and this street alone, has encountered over the last 3 years over 40 robberies and break-ins. 40.
And how have you been coping with the power outages?
It's really difficult. I think most of us have gone towards using gas, and really making sure that when the power is on, that we charge everything, all the extra external lights, solar, whatever we have. So every time there is power, bang, we go on and we try and charge our computers, whatever we use, cell phones, whatever we use for your business, to make sure that they can run for a few hours in the day. Sometimes we have to reschedule appointments another day later. I work with patients. I have to reschedule those patients. It really affects every single person living in this area, every single person.
Apart from law enforcement intervening, do you think there's any part the community can do perhaps to curb the problem?
At this point, no. Safely, not. If people are expecting civilians to do like community police forums, traveling in their own vehicles in the area, it is unsafe, because the people we are combating are armed and are dangerous. A lot of the people are illegal people from the army. They've come over the border, and like I said, they have got semi-automatic and automatic rifles. And why must women be out patrolling at night, or men for that matter, who are not armed, against armed people?
Okay, thank you so much, Lee, for that comment. If you can just take us through the digging, what they've been doing as we go through.
Yeah, okay, so if we can have a look, just mind your step. So in broad daylight, they come intermittently, and they've just been digging all along here. This is a residential home of my neighbor, right here, right next to a residential home. It's not even on a main thoroughfare. It's right here near a residential home that they are digging. I think they were trying to get to a lamppost. And of course, many people know that the cable for a lamppost is very small. I don't know what value they would have in it, but it's ridiculous. The trench goes all the way down, almost reaching the end of the road, where our main power box is for the area. Currently, we do have so-called guards that are sleeping. I think 2 or 3 3 guys sleeping next to the main power box area, but they do absolutely nothing. I actually have no idea why we are using taxpayers' money to have people there. They do nothing, and they are not armed. So if they are confronted, I really don't think that they're going to be able to be a force to be reckoned with.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, from the Boksburg Advertiser, thank you so much. We do hope the government or, some sort of intervention can be done, because, it's actually turned into a fully blown crisis. But yeah, we'll keep on working, and hopefully something will be done. Thank you so much for your time, Lee.
Can I just mention that
Absolutely.
we as community members have tried to work together and get together, but we actually feel that plantation is actually under siege. We are actually unsafe and we are under siege at this point.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Lee.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Clinton Festrats, Boksburg North CPF, Sector 4, Deputy Chairman. I'm just going to run you through what happened last night, and it's very simple. The criminal activity in our area is just going haywire, and if we don't put a stop to it, it's just going to overcome our area. What pretty much happened last night is I got into Boksburg at around just past 12, and Boksburg got blacked out. All of a sudden, first responders responded, and we pretty much covered the whole area of Boksburg, including Boksburg North, Bayers Park, Boksburg Central. We covered everywhere. We didn't know where the actual activity was coming from. We were told that it was faulty cables, that the guys are busy working on it. We didn't want to believe it. We carried on searching, couldn't find anything. 2 hours later, still nothing was found. And we were probably about 20 vehicles all in all. And I'm talking about CPF members, community members, security companies, and all of us at the end of the day are our first responders. We couldn't find anything whatsoever.
No one was found, nothing, no suspect, no one was arrested, nothing?
Nothing at this stage. We did see in the morning a couple of 100 meters were stolen, 3 different sites, and believe it or not, we drove right past them. But at the same time, we didn't know what the hotspots were.
Clinton, from your experience, in security, how do these kind of things happen, and how do they happen so quickly without anyone noticing?
The problem is in this time of frame, you don't actually know what's going to happen. Power goes out, all of a sudden our first responders automatically get dispatched to where we know where the hotspots are. It looks like these guys are getting cleverer and cleverer and cleverer by the day. They know we're going to go to a certain spot, so they hit another spot. And unfortunately, we're going to have to stand as community, first responders, security, everyone together to achieve what we want to achieve. And that's by putting these guys behind bars and not coming out. So our court has got to stand with us by not releasing these guys, because what's happening now, we're catching them, we're detaining them, they're getting arrested, they go to court, not enough evidence, and that's got to come to a stop.
Okay. All right, Clinton, thank you for your time. And for everyone who lives in Boksburg and quite everywhere in the East End actually, where it's really mostly affected, we just hope something that can be done. And again, thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, good afternoon, Boksburgers. My name is Sabelo. I'm reporting for the Boksburg Advertiser newspaper. We are here in Plantation, one of the more infected areas with the continued theft of power cables around the city. We've just, as I mentioned, we've got one of the residents in Boksburg from Plantation. We're just going to ask him to introduce himself before we can proceed with the interview.
Okay, my name is Bruce Fowler. I'm a resident of Boksburg in an area called Plantation.
All right, Bruce. Bruce, thank you for being here and for agreeing to do the interview with the advertiser. Just to start things off, Bruce, what are your thoughts on the continued problem of cable theft?
My thoughts on cable theft. I think it's actually a nuisance and a menace. We really have a huge problem in this area because it doesn't happen like once a month or anything like that. We end up having cables stolen, sure, anything between once a week to 2-3 times a week.
Bruce, from your time obviously living in Boksburg, how long have you had to endure this issue?
I've lived in Boksburg for about 29 years, going on to 30 years, and This has been taking place, I would say, for the last 3 to 4 years, continuously happening, if not longer actually.
And how have you been coping with the problem?
Sorry, we do our very best. I had to invest in a generator, but unfortunately, generators make a noise, so it's all about trying to make the best of it when we can. We have had a lot of loss with regards to our freezers packing up and things like that due to no electricity. And then I used to have a business that used to run from my premises, and I've had to relocate my business to a shopping center, which has now increased my expenses. And I just have lost a lot of business through it as well.
Right. Lastly, Bruce. So, what do you believe can be done to at least manage this what's growing into a crisis in Boksburg?
Well, if I may say, first and foremost, our municipality, our local municipality, does not seem to actually give the support that we need. Okay, they don't really care what's going on in the area. My feeling is that every time 20 meters of cable gets stolen down the road past the Tambo Memorial Hospital, that costs the government or the municipality a lot of money. So that's only my area. I'm not sure what else happens in other areas, but at the end of the day, if they could encase the cables in like a concrete block and repair the street lights that are all out down Railway Street and in the area, maybe replace them with solar lighting, we might be able to cut down on the theft of cables. But nowadays, even if you approach these guys in the evenings or at night or early hours of the morning, they pull a weapon on you, and so now we don't approach them anymore.
All right, Bruce. Let's just hope something is done about it. I mean, but otherwise, thank you for your time with the advertiser, and it's for you and for the people in the community. Let's just hope something is done about it, and sooner rather than later.
If I may just add one last thing, there are a lot of businesses that operate from home due to the expensive rental fees that we have to pay in South Africa. So I believe there are a lot of businesses that are closing their doors and losing business because of this problem that we have. I think it's really something that we need to address urgently.
Absolutely, Bruce. Thank you so much.
Thank you.